before we went to the courtroom, the district attorney had us come in. They told us what kind of sentence they could get. And Lakiba has never been in trouble at all. So since she's never been in trouble, this is her first time being in trouble, even though she was drinking and driving. Her sentence was 5 months and work release for killing Jamil. Naomi is something totally different. She got 9 months to a year, and the reason she got that is because she got caught with a DUI 2 days before the plea. So the judge gave her 9 months to a year. Since it's a car, it's not a knife, it's not a gun, they don't look at a car as a weapon. So they were charged with felony hit and run, cause injury and death. They knew they were drinking, but since they didn't get caught that night, that's all they can charge them with. Hiding the car is a misdemeanor. They hid that car for 2 weeks. It's a misdemeanor. And that's the reason why I thank God every day that I get up that I will be a voice. My husband will be a voice for our son. I have a petition out to try to change the laws of felony hit and run. So far I have 500 signatures, but I'm still striving to get more people to sign up so we can go to Raleigh, so we can make a voice, because we need to change these laws. There's too many people dying. It's too many families crying.
I know you made the statement that they considered a car as not a weapon. When that person makes that decision to get inside that vehicle under the influence, isn't there repercussions that they have to face? It's like someone carrying a weapon like a gun, and you go out there and shoot someone. How can you made that decision? What's the difference between me drinking and knowing that I can cause bodily harm to someone and carrying a gun? That I can only get 9 months, a year.
And that's the when a person makes the decision to get behind the wheel impaired, they are turning their car into a weapon. I have spoken with law enforcement officers and even wildlife, because they do something called on the road, on the water, to where they really crack down on individuals that are boating. And I've heard them talking about, they're drinking while they're on the boat. They attach that boat to their car, and they're increasing the damage that can happen because that car is now a weapon when they're driving impaired. And that's one of the things that we want to see, is that individuals that are drinking and driving, that are caught drinking and driving, we want them to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And the law is different from state to state. So we're starting and doing things, what we can to strengthen the laws that are in place, and what actions can be taken to change those laws to ensure that our roads are safer. And we've seen moms do it. Candy Lightner is one of those women that has worked and rallied individuals to make changes in laws, and we've done that as an organization. And as we continue to be a voice for our victims, we can continue to make change that's going to make our roads safer. Again, one of those being with Ignition Interlocks. Ms. Cora and I were talking out there earlier before the show about how people continue to drink and drive, how they've received the DWI and they continue to get behind the wheel impaired. And we talked about individuals having a problem with alcohol.
Correct.
Currently in North Carolina, Ignition Interlocks are only required for an individual that refuses to blow, blows a .15 or more, or is a repeat offender. But we know that an individual drives 80 to 88 times before they're even caught. So the first offender is just as dangerous as the repeat offender. And in Miss Cora's case, and in so many other cases, you have to ask, was that truly the first time? And with a change, at least a change in this particular law, to where a person has to blow before they go, how many lives will that save? And that's one of the things that we're starting on in terms of Madden, North Carolina, to see that change. So if individuals choose to drink, they cannot drink. They cannot operate their car.
I know you made a statement about the individuals drinking over, but I read as well. According to the Center for Disease Control, an average drunk driver has driven drunk 80 times before first arrested. So it's just until they got caught, or when they kill someone, and then they get such a small sentence for that. I mean, is that fair? I think we take for granted, because it's not our child, it's not our family members, that we give them such a small sentence. But when it happens to us, then we take it more serious.
Right.
You know, because it doesn't make a sense for someone to kill someone.
Drunk driving, we say drunk driving doesn't affect you until it does. And it's the most socially acceptable crime that there is. And individuals have to understand that with each drink that they take, they are more impaired. And again, they are putting the lives of others at risk. North Carolina, last year we lost 413 people to drunk driving. That's 413 lives that were cut short, 413 more families that are experienced what the Hilliards experienced 4 years ago. But yet it's the one thing that's 100% preventable. And it's opportunities like this for her to share her story, for us to help people understand that it's a personal responsibility in order to change that, in order to save lives and prevent individuals from being injured.
Cora, how did you get involved with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and how have they helped you through this process?
Actually, it was faith. I work at Bojangles, and they were having a community day. And my boss got the opportunity to meet her and told her about the community day. And she came out, and it was just, like I said, faith from God. I had brought my little book. After I found out who she was, I brought my book telling the story of my son and the things that we've been through and what we're going through. And by the grace of God, I thank God for Miss Scott. I thank God for the organization. I thank God that we'll be able to work together. Me and my husband is willing to work with other families. Even though it's been 4 years, it's not really 4 years, because some days you have good days and some days you have bad days. And by me talking to Miss Scott and getting to know her and want to be involved with everything, it's even helping us even more.
How does he has a twin?
Yes, he has a twin brother.
How did his siblings handle the loss of their?
It's like it's brand new. They're angry. They're still upset. Actually, I'm going to talk about his identical twin brother. He's just now grieving. He wanted to give up on his life. He was in the hospital. He had to go all the way to Broughton, the state hospital, to get help because he didn't want to live anymore. He actually told us when Jamel died, it felt like a piece of him broke off. And at the time he was going through stuff, I did not want to believe anything was wrong. But when our child got to the point that he wanted to take his own life. That brought up all the memories of things that we've been through. And like I said, we had 7 children. 6 are living, 1 died. I don't know what I would do if something happened to his brother. Because one thing is hard to live with, an identical twin that, you know, you lost one, but you still have one living, and you're looking at him every day. It's only the grace of God that we're making it. And that's what I was telling Miss Scott, because it's hard when you lose a child. I don't wish that on nobody, not even my worst enemy. It takes you to a dark place when you lose your child. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to hear it from anyone. Nobody knows what you go through. One day to the next, you might want to get up, you might not. Sometimes you feel, well, why me? Why my child? But you have Lord Jesus Christ. You have people like Miss Scott. You have people that wants to be there for you and to help you. And I want to thank God that I work with Mothers of Murder Offspring, me and my husband and Jamal. And by telling my story to people that lose loved ones, it helps us out a whole lot. Really me. My husband is still angry. My children are. But I'm not angry with the young ladies that murdered my son. God gave me strength to speak up. Before I was a quiet person, never speak up. But God gave me that strength to speak up and let people know you're not alone and that we are here for you.
I know you mentioned a petition that you have. How would we get along into signing that petition?
Well, I looked at it and I looked at a lot of things. Even though if you're a first offender, I believe you should get 1 to 5 years. Even though that's not enough time for murdering somebody, your loved one, your child. But I feel if you give them 1 to 5 years, they will understand. They would have to look at what they done.
We're running short of time, ladies. I really appreciate y'all coming on the show. Anytime y'all want to come back,
Thank you.
please come back.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Ms. LaRonda Scott, and we have Ms. Cora Hilliard. Thank you for watching this show, and you be encouraged. Wow. Just one of the many exciting episodes of the Paul Brown Show. Thank you for watching. If you would like to get more information about my guests, or if you'd like to know some information about just the show, just email me at paulmbrown01@yahoo.com. Just look forward to more exciting guests on the show. You be encouraged. Thank you.